Okay, we're back with the second system that we just changed out into a new case. Put all the parts into this new case and switched out the old beige CD-ROM for a black CD-ROM. Like I said in the previous clip, I'm just leaving the same memory in there since I know it works good, and I'm going to get back in a few days to testing all these sticks, but I don't think I want to have time before the LAN party this weekend, and I don't need to put a hamper on that by using memory that's not dependable because I haven't checked it thoroughly, and I'll just get back to that later since that's non-branded memory. The two sticks that are in here, they're PC100 and not PC133 like in those sticks right there, but this is branded memory Infineon, which is supposed to be a very good brand of memory, and they're both identical sticks, exact same cast ratings and all that kind of stuff. You know, they're identical. So I know from using this system several times in the old case that it's very dependable, and I'm not going to mess with the memory before this LAN party. Maybe within the next few weeks I'll check out some of these other sticks and populate that last empty slot there that doesn't have any memory in there, just to kind of max the systems out if I can. But this is going to be the first power up. Go ahead and connect the power cable here. Got all the other cables already connected for the keyboard, the monitor, and just a set of headphones so I can make sure that the sound is working from that sound card. Got the wireless card hooked up, and the monitor is already on. It's waiting in standby mode. I'm going to go ahead and power it up, make sure all the fans spin, and make sure the lights come on the front. First power up. Light comes on. Fans are spinning, as you can tell on here. Video card, the back fan, and the processor fan. And here's our BIOS screen. Let me turn this lamp off in the background. I don't know if you can make that out now, but everything looks fine. It came up Pentium 3, 650 megahertz, showing 256 megs of RAM, a Quantum Fireball, the 10 gigabyte hard drive that's in there. Everything seems to have detected fine. Doesn't have any kind of CMOS errors, which the last one, the first boot up, I don't think I actually showed it, but it did have a CMOS error after I got the memory problem straightened out, and it was probably because I bumped the onboard battery, little disc battery. Looks like a watch battery inside there. They're 3 volts. I probably bumped it when I was changing the motherboard out or put my finger on top of it, and for a minute it lost its connection, and I had to reset the CMOS. But luckily these have an EEPROM where once you get everything like you want, you can save it to the EEPROM, and then you can recall it at any time you want. So you don't even have to have a battery in these if you don't want to. You can leave them off, and then the first time you turn them on for something like a LAN party, you can just go back in the CMOS and reload all the values, you know, all your settings and options and stuff that you want. But I do have those saved in each of these 4 identical rigs like that, just in case the battery goes dead. But I've been changing these batteries out recently. I've changed them out, I think, on 3 of these 4. This one was a good battery, and I tested it, and I didn't change it, but I probably should here pretty soon because it's an older battery, even though it still has a good charge. But we're going to let it continue to boot up. I just hit the pause button. If you don't know, anytime you've got a system booting up like this, most systems I've seen, if you don't have one of the big splash logo screens that covers the whole screen and have that enabled, you can see your computer booting up, and it'll show your processor, it'll show your memory counting up. Sometimes it'll run a small memory test, then it'll slowly show the drives that are connected, your hard drive, your CD-ROM drives, and then after this screen it'll show like a summary screen of all that information and some stuff about the memory, and it'll show usually your interrupts and stuff that are assigned to different devices on your system. But you can pause these screens, this one and the next one, just by hitting your pause break key right here on most standard keyboards, right beside the scroll lock. Sometimes there's a space between this row of keys and those 6 right there. But this key right here. It'll pause that screen, and then I usually just tap a key. I hit spacebar and it'll continue, and if you're fast enough you can catch the next screen before it scrolls off. Light on, talking about the CD-ROM. Floppy disk fail. It thinks I have a floppy disk in here, but I didn't put one back in here, so I've got to update the CMOS, and says F1 to continue or delete to enter setup. And the only reason it paused without me doing anything is because it was looking for the floppy disk drive, and I haven't went into the CMOS and told it that this one, I didn't put a floppy drive back in this system. So we'll go back out and change that in a second. Just take a quick look and make sure the hard drive light is working on the front of the system. Yeah, there it goes. The amber light, and that represents the activity of the hard drive. And the blue light, it's kind of neat. I didn't know these were like that, but they light up around the power button to show you that the system's getting power. Very hard to see, but there's a tiny reset button right in the center. You have to kind of use your fingernail to press it in to reset the system if you want to. And of course on the front of these, a couple USB ports and sound for the microphone and headphone or external speakers, which we did not connect because these motherboards don't have a header for it, but anytime in the future if we upgrade we can use those. And we've booted all the way into Windows. We'll go ahead and maybe start up a little Unreal Tournament here. And excuse me if my camera aim is very poor right now. It's kind of hard to look around the camera, film, and do this at the same time. But we're just going to make sure it comes up, and I've got a server running on my main PC, the one that I just had a little hardware issue with, which is running beautifully now. I don't know what kind of connection problem I had, or if I had some dust in the system, but once I cleaned it all out, put it all back together, it's running great. So some unimportant problem, some kind of glitch, and I guess I straightened it out by disassembling, cleaning, and reassembling. And I know you're getting a glare on the screen, you see my reflection in there, but we just want to make sure that the game is running. So we'll go into find LAN games. I've got a Deck 16 map going down there with some bots in it, I believe, if they're in there.